Hello, sports fans, and welcome to episode 212 of the GURU Talkin Sports podcast. And right now, I am the honor to speak with the man that has been on this program is more than I have, and my man, Mr. Dave May Jr. And like I said, he's a baseball insider. He's basically a scout for the Toronto Blue Jays. And like I said, he's the man that I always ask the questions if I need questions about baseball, and I really appreciate him and his time. Dave, how you doing, my man?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me.
I appreciate it. Now you know that you're basically your guest one for this year, and you was guest one for last year. So that means that I don't have too many guests on this thing, but I really do appreciate you and your time, and I really appreciate your insights. But like I said, you're always welcome here. And like I said, at the end we're gonna talk a little. I'm gonna ask you a little question about the Raiders, like we always do. But like I said, this first Sunday of the year, the baseball season, I like to get your insights and things that's going on. Okay, first off, I want to say, like I said again, I appreciate it. Appreciate your time. I want to ask you this one. What division you feel as though is going to be the strongest division in baseball this year?
Well, the thing about it is, as we've seen over the last year, the American League East is I think 4 teams that are capable of getting to the playoffs. And right now, the only team I don't consider the comfortability without paying is the Red Sox. But the 4 teams, the Orioles, the Yankees, the Rays, the Blue Jays, I think they're all in that mix of teams. I think, that's still big. Now I see the American League West got really good, quickly, in that the Mariners, they have a lot of depth, and the Astros are always good. So yeah, series, I think that based on the number of teams and how they fail, still
All right, so you say the West is getting a little bit stronger. Now you know that Texas is going to be there because they're defending their world champions. The Astros, you said, are always going to be there because they're always strong. The Mariners look really good. Now the Angels are pretty much so-so. They're more or less. I think they're kind of like rebuilding. Even though they do have a lead on Baltimore right now, 4-1 in the in the fourth. I think we know about Oakland, and is there any suggestion or clue that the Oakland situation might turn around?
No, not right now. It's because they are in limbo. I saw that the Oakland they will be lost Vegas of the year there. So I don't think they're going to do anything about the situation where it could be. They're hoping water. The players that they have on the team, anybody who came about it.
All right. Yep. All right. Well, I was going to tell you, Dave. Can you speak up a little bit? There's a little bit of noise in the background. Say again?
Can you hear me a little bit?
Yeah, I got you. I appreciate it. And it's just a shame because, like I said, the A's are a great franchise. I mean, we all grew up liking the A's at one time, I guess. I mean, I like Ricky Henderson. I always liked, Joe Rudy and, Sal Bando and Reggie Jackson. It's just a shame to see them be in limbo like they are right now.
I agree. I mean, they were competitive a couple of years ago, so
Yeah.
it's not like I mean, it's just one of those situations where their finances play with the fact that they're compete and are not desire. Well, I actually do believe in this situation. Not having a stadium, a newer stadium, not playing new stadium.
Yeah. All right. So you say that American League East is pretty strong. Now, what about that National League West? Now, how do you? I mean, we know that Yakamoto and Otani is over in with the Dodgers. The addition of Jordan Montgomery to the Diamondbacks, and they were in the World Series last year. How does that division stack up?
I really consider it, somebody. Well, the Diamondbacks were a great surprise, great story. I think, in my opinion, I think that they arrived a little early, and they did get, they did get a little bit lucky. But I do, and I still believe that, when I look at the lineup that the Dodgers put together every day, at this point, I think they're the favorites. I would take the Diamondbacks over the Padres, though. Just based on the past experience, I like the consistency of their offense. And I do like their pitching a little bit better. Not much, but it's a little bit better than San Diego.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, it's Colorado. It's really something.
Yeah, they're gonna break up the rear like usual, right?
Yeah. Not situation as far as players go.
All right.
Not their star power there.
Yeah. Now I got a quick question about Kansas City. Now they said that Kansas City might be a surprise team this year. What's your thoughts on Kansas City?
Well, the thing is about Kansas City is that, I mean, you've looked at them for a while as being a team that, they have good young talent, but they kind of have to prove it to me. Because when I look at their lineup, it's not overwhelming. There's gonna have to be some guys that break out. Like the first base, like any that past Montino. These are guys got the power. You just have to. I just don't trust the lineup every day.
Mm-hmm.
And then their rotation is kind of, you have to see guys like, say, like the Cole Reagan, and he's going to be, just kind of be the rookie. Seth Lugo as number 2, and Michael Walker as number 3. And those guys, Seth Lugo is a nice option as a 4th.
Mm-hmm.
Walker, I don't see as more than a back of rotation, so it's very difficult situation. I just don't see enough pitching or a lineup that's going to be, like a difference maker. I really don't. I still think they're always away.
Mm-hmm. All right, so like I said, I'm just going to jump around a little bit. St. Louis Cardinals, will they bounce back this year?
That's a good question. That's a good question. A very good question, because the lineup is excellent once again. Um, they're betting on a rotation, and they're betting on bounce back rotation of guys that I'm not necessarily sure is gonna be good enough. Because you're looking at the bounce back Lance Lynn, and he wasn't last year. Gave up a lot of home runs. Really was good. Probably be the number 3 starter. He's going their 8th instead of Colas. I generally feel like he's an 8. You got Steven Madden. Kind of shaky. And that's how it gets. It's just not the rotation is not great. Their strength is in their bullpen. But that's the thing about it. The pitching, their starting rotation is kind of a little game with a team like Milwaukee, Chicago, Cubs. I think the Cubs are my team. That's more my team that will be unstoppable as later on in the season. That's the team that I think.
Okay, so you do like the Cubs in that division?
I do.
Yeah, I think so. The only reason I ask because of St. Louis never really. I really don't see St. Louis, falling behind like they did last year. That was just a fluke year. And with Milwaukee now, they didn't lost their best pitcher. They got him over into Baltimore. So, I think it's going to be the Cubs should have a good season. And plus they got Bellinger back, which was one of the main things. And I think that they should be okay. All right, so
their lineup is deep. I think their lineup is really kind of sneaky and it's deep. I think like 1 through 9, I think all those guys and that's the difference of the game. Like Yandom catcher, he's at the bottom line at 9. So it's he can he's considered. There's very few holes in the line. So that's one of those things to look at.
all right, cool. Yeah, they, like I said, the Cubs are always, I think they're always contenders, but like they're always in the running for, good players also at the break when or let's say like at the trade deadline, if they need somebody, they can probably go out and get them, and they seem as though that they're a good run organization. Now, I wanted to ask you about Cincinnati. Now, my man Ellie De La Cruz, he's going to be good this year. Now, do they have anybody else in their lineup or in their farm club that could be a little bit of an impact?
So they've had some. In their lineup, we'll see development of Will Benson, who's their corner outfielder. Spencer Steer he's the left fielder. He had a pretty solid year last year.
Mm-hmm.
Looking at the numbers, he was pretty solid. I think the thing is that they're banking on is that their starting pitching is a little bit better. But yeah, I see the big thing. They've had some injuries, but like the shortstop Matt McClain. And so there's some. It's a good. The farm system is kind of middle of the pack, but it's kind of. If I look at it, objectively, it's pretty much a team that is going to score some runs and have difficult competition.
Mm-hmm. Now they had a great season last year. I think they go. They should be able to compete a little bit, right?
Yeah, no, I think they'll be in that upper third. They'll probably their best team in the division for me.
Yeah.
Maybe depends on what I think there's like third out for the Cardinals for that spot. But yeah, I think that's the case. I think that the second best team to me is probably the after that.
Yeah. All right, now we both talked about this at the beginning. We're watching the game. We're watching our Blue Jays. Did you just see what happened?
Not watching right now.
Okay. Well, I can tell you, Justin Turner just hit a home run. He had fouled one off and it went back. And it was, very, very much inches away from a home run. Then the next pitch he hits it over the bleachers. Now it's 5-1. Our guys are up. Okay. Now I do want to ask you about our guys. I want to go to our guys. I like this kid, Alejandro Kirk, which is a catcher, really good catcher. I like the addition of IKF. I like, like I said, we talked about Vogelback. And like you said, I understand that he's just going to be there until Votto gets ready. Kiermaier, I thought that was a pretty good, interesting pickup when they got Kiermaier. And like I said, Justin Turner is going to be, very, very good. But like you said, we talked about this before. The kids have got to move up a little bit. Vladdy, Varsho, and Biggio should be able to advance a little bit. Now, if they do, I really think that they will have a very good shot at the division. And like I said, right now they're playing Tampa Bay. So, since you're the expert, tell me a little bit more about what do you think of this year's team?
So the thing is, there wasn't too much movement as far as what we had. Just for based on the kind of like the players we have. It's just more about like being versatile. I want to get some left-handed bats. That's where like IKF, Votto, Vogelbach. We just want to get some more like left-handed bats in the lineup. Help, especially like today we're supposed to see a left-handed pitcher. We went to both left-handed pitcher, and we felt like expected to get some, to get them last year. And so that was the thing. And so basically the team is based on being versatile, being defense-oriented, and have good starting pitching that keeps us in most games. The question is, it falls back onto the guys that we have that have better years. Springer's going to have a better year than last year. That was the worst year he had.
Mm-hmm.
And Vladdy, he is great. He's in good shape. He's back in shape like he was a few years ago. So we'll see what happens. And from what I saw, the bat, he's laying off, good pitches. He's laying off the pitches that are close to his own. Being very selective. I don't have any issue with shed for shed. We're always big. And then just like the guys like Varsho. Varsho for me is like is the one to the team based on if he hits like some of the people in the organization think he did, then that really takes it to a different level. Now we got the versatility. The lineup is very balanced with power and talent, and I think that's the big thing. Is like both Votto and Varsho, two left-handed hitters, power, will complement right-handed guys. That's what we're looking for. Make a lot of deep and score some runs. That's what we're kind of hoping it works. Pitching defense is always.
Sounds good. Now I gotta ask you about these other two kids that I just seen. Clement and Schneider.
Mm-hmm.
These.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I was going to say I'm not sure who these kids are. Are these guys are brand new, or are they come up from the organization, or?
Yeah. So both those guys basically forced their way into the conversation. There were prospects with our club. Schneider is actually like a 28-round pick from New Jersey.
Oh, local guy.
Yeah, he's a local guy. 28-rounder. He ended up like last year. He kind of exploded. He's a small guy with a lot of power, and his first we called him up against the Boston series, and he showed that it's legit power. The first 3 games, he hit 4 home runs. The first 3 games, then it's getting a little bit different. But I mean, we want to see what we have there. He's versatile. He can play second base to the left field, like third base. So that's the key for him. And then he's just taking a step forward. So like you guys saw, he traded Santiago Espinal to the Reds. Just because Espinal was an All-Star 2 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Clement has gone past, and he has the contact bat. He has the ability to hit left-handed pitching. Got some pop. He's a good shortstop. That's where he played shortstop, coming up. So it gives us an opportunity to give guys who are around to left-handed pitching. So both young prospects felt like they deserve the time.
Yeah, well, I was going to say that the reason I asked about those two is because Schneider just hit a home run and Clement was on base. So yeah, it was kind of easy for me to ask about those two. Hey, we're up 7-1 now. We ain't got to worry about this game. And it's good because, like I said, any games that we can take away from, anybody in the division is good to have. Because like I said, it's going to be a dogfight. I mean, like you said, the Yankees, the Orioles, and the Blue Jays are going to be really, there. And like I said, there's nobody, no other team Boston ain't going to really do anything, but those teams are going to be there. So,
it's a really good thing. I mean, I'm happy to hear Schneider.
Yeah,
he kind of. I don't know if you remember a guy named Mark Giles who played second base for the Braves. Kind of a smaller guy with a lot of talent.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. But I tell you, excuse me, I know that dogs are in the background barking and they're jeez. It's just something else. I tried to get them out earlier today to walk and everything. Now they're going crazy. I don't know what's wrong with them. But anyway, I'm sorry about that. Just trying eat. There's all the things about Easter Sunday. My wife wanted to dress them up in bunny costumes, and I said, look, just let them walk, and that's it. I tell you, just dealing with them is funny. All right, last thing I wanted to ask you is that when it comes down to it, I know I'm not going to ask you about making a prediction, but I think the Blue Jays will have a good shot this year because, like I said, if everybody's healthy, everybody's steady, and I think they really do have a good shot. I mean, like you said, all the teams around them have been improved, and it seems like Tampa Bay doesn't do anything, but yet and still they're always there. With the Orioles, they got the pit. They got a little bit more pitching, and like I said, the only thing that kind of really worries me is that if Soto and Judge get hot for the Yankees, and hopefully they don't, and and Cole doesn't come back, then we should have a pretty good shot.
Yeah, I think unfortunately it's going to happen at some point. All those things are going to happen.
Yeah, I know. I would love to see them. I know. I'm being a dreamer here, but I would love to see the Blue Jays get in there and get further than what they did. I mean, last year was, I mean, of all teams, Minnesota. I was like, nah, come on. But, like I said, it's going to be a little bit better this year. It is going to be a little bit better this year. One other thing I wanted to ask you is that like I said, the rule change. I'm really, really, really glad that baseball is back. Even it's just one of those things. I mean, a lot of people, even though the way that the season started, sort of, with the Korean series, and then they had to come back, and then they had to start the season back over here in the United States. I really think that opening week is like very special, and like I said, every time. I would love to do this every Sunday, first Sunday of the season. And like I said, Dave, you're always welcome here. All right, so let's talk a little bit about the Raiders. What about how about getting Gardner Minshew? What do you think of that move?
I like the move in the short term if there is another draft quarterback on the other.
Another option.
I want them to draft quarterback in the first place.
Okay. I agree.
I just don't, because Gardner Minshew is nice. He's a nice placeholder, but he's not useful.
Yeah.
So let's be honest. Let's move on to the next guy. One of these guys draft we can identify as being the franchise next one.
Yeah. Well, that from Gardner Minshew, I thought that he was like kind of like one of the best options that the Raiders actually had, because I mean I look at Russell Wilson was a question mark, Justin Fields was a question mark, and Jimmy Garoppolo was I don't even know what to say about him. I mean he didn't really do anything. So I mean. I really do like. I'm really glad that Pierce got the job, and I'm really glad that, that, like I said, I can see some improvement. I can see some things that are getting done with Antonio Pierce being the coach, and I love this. I love the fact that he's breaking out the cigars too. I think that is, hey, I'm for a guy gonna break out cigars after wins. I'm all for it, man. Definitely.
I'm just happy to see some like continuity with the they listen to what the players wanted at the time. I think that's big. I do really believe we'd be a fit space like if there was definitely with Rodriguez as the coach that he could be better. I think early on, and so I'm glad. Pierce and somebody who has passion that wants the job and knows that wants to be with the Raiders, not the Patriots.
Yeah.
And I just think that was the case. Top of the kid now it's kind of football person. But
yeah, well, I hate to say it, but I'm glad that we do have a like you said, a guy that wants to be with the Raiders instead of the Patriots, So,
yeah.
And that guy, I don't even want to mention his name. But anyway, like I said, Dave, I really, really appreciate your time. And I know I'm going to let you get out of here. But, like I said, we're up 7-1, which is a good thing. And like I said, I'm, able to Goff's been pretty good. And I really think that, he's going to be a key also for the Blue Jays as well. There's, like I said, this is a big Blue Jay house, and you can't see me right now, but I do have on my Blue Jay jersey and my hat and my shirt. So, like I said, I love the Blue Jays, and every time you come on, I make sure I represent. Oh, you're good. Yeah, I really, like I said, Dave, I really appreciate you. And, like I said, if you, anytime, you guys, if you want to come back on, just let me know. we'll get you on and we'll definitely have a sit down and have a good little conversation.
Okay.
All right.
Good to know.
All right, Dave. Well, like I said, man, I'll be talking to you soon, and like I said, as soon as I get this out, I'll definitely get it to you.
Okay.
All right, Dave. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Dave May Jr., my good friend that's a scout for the Toronto Blue Jays. It's been great talking to him. Now, he knows all things baseball, and like I said, I'm still pushing to get him in the commissioner's job.
No, thank you.
No, I'm serious, Dave. I've been pushing it. I've been going on local, radio stations telling everybody. I know one guy that should be the commissioner of baseball. So you got my support.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, if you need a campaign manager, I'm there for you. All right. All right, Dave. You take care, and I'll be talking to you soon.
Okay, for sure.
All right, now. Take care. I'll talk to you. Bye-bye. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was my good friend Dave May Jr. And like I said, I enjoy talking to him. He's very smart, and like I said, we do this every Sunday, the first Sunday of the baseball season, and I'm very thankful, very, very thankful and grateful for his contributions to my podcast, and he's always been a supporter of this podcast, and I really appreciate the kind words. And like I said, I only try to catch him a couple times during the season, because I know, like I said, he works a lot. He might be out on the road, and like I said, I respect that, and I'm glad that I have a good connection to the sport that I love, and a sport that a lot of people love, Major League Baseball. Okay. So, I'm going to go off topic. And last Tuesday, we had a very, very horrific thing that happened down here in the area. And like I said, I am a native Baltimorean. I was born and raised in the city of Baltimore. And I have always been a supporter of the city of Baltimore. I love the city of Baltimore. When the Key Bridge fell and collapsed on Tuesday, I was at work, and I was basically headed to southern part of Maryland. Now, I didn't have to go over the Key Bridge, but getting down there, the traffic was very, very horrendous because of all the situation and all the things that were going on. People lost their lives, and a lot of families have lost their livelihood for right now. And I want to give a shout out and a thanks to, everyone that responded to this. The first responders, Baltimore City and County Police, Maryland State Police, all of them from all over the state showed up and represented. I want to thank everybody, all the lawmakers, the mayor, Westmore, I'm saying the governor. The governor is Westmore. The mayor is Brandon Scott. I appreciate them, and like I said, these guys really move fast. And like I said, the main thing that they worried about, the first thing, they wanted to make sure that they recovered. It was a search and recovery mission, and then it turned into the rescue mission of rescue. One of the what I'm trying to say. It's just hard for me right now because, like I said, this is my city. And anytime my city has a situation like this, it's horrifying. It's horrifying. And like I said, now that I'm thinking about, me, I have a job, but yet and still I'm thinking about the dock workers and the longshoremen, the stevedores down there that don't have jobs. And now they're going to have to look for, I don't know what they're going to do. But like I said, I just wish that, I'm not going to get political, but I wish that our government, our city government, state government can take care of these families during this situation. Another thing I want to say is that I really, really am, very heartbroken about this. And, they've recovered 5 of the 6 that were lost. They still have to, find, one other person or so. And the thing about it is that they have to make sure that the port, the area is cleaned up. Now, this is something that is really true. Everybody in the city of Baltimore, no matter who they are, has someone that has crossed over that bridge. I've crossed over that bridge many a times. Working for the company I work for now and working for, just being able, working in different, capacities. I've always been, traveled over this bridge. And I never thought that I would hear the words that the Francis Scott Key Bridge is no longer. It's very, very, very horrifying and very, very touching for me. I really think that we should think about getting everything, getting that ship out of there, making sure that, the cargo that's on that ship is not, hazardous to where it can hurt, our, wildlife down there and in the bay and the fish and all that, hopefully that we can take care of all that. And hopefully we can get this port back up and running again because, you've probably heard that Baltimore is the number 1 shipping port of cars that come in here. And like I said, hopefully we can get our, port back up and running because every day that it's not running, our business is going to other places, Boston, Philadelphia, Norfolk, even probably down to, the Florida and so. Like I said, I'm very, 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 very concerned about this situation. And like I said, most of the time I, get in my truck and I listen to music all day long, sports talk all day long or whatever. Tuesday and Wednesday changed because basically I had to listen to the news because I wanted to know what was going on. I wanted to know if I could be able to get back into the city and what kind of route that I could take to get back to my workplace. But I want to tell you guys that my heart goes out to everyone involved in this, and God bless those families that lost members of their family. And hopefully that we can all take and get this situation taken care of. All right, so I'm going to get out of here for now. And like I said, this was a really, really good episode of the Guru Talkin Sports Podcast, episode 212. Once again, I want to thank my special guest, Mr. Dave May Jr. I really appreciate his help and his time. And I also want to say thank you for you guys for listening. And like I said, this is a special edition where, every Sunday, the first Sunday of every Major League Baseball season, me and my man Dave will have this conversation. You guys take care. We will talk to you soon. And like I said, we'll be back next week with episode 213. The Guru will talk to you real soon. Take care, everybody. Later.